Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. So, there's a rumor going around that Disney is making it so you can only buy tickets for Captain Marvel, and that's to get the box office numbers up, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I worked at a movie theater for a long time. I managed a movie theater. I do know that it's usually Tuesday that people put in the times for the next week's movies. And then you have everything settled. Everything's going to be there. Before that, though, the only thing you know you're going to have in your movie theater until you get word from on high is the new movie you know you're going to get. In this case, more than likely, Captain Marvel, which I hear every other studio gave Captain Marvel a wide berth. They don't want to compete against it. So more than likely, yeah, you're going to see only Captain Marvel. Maybe some movies will have Captain Marvel in a smaller film that was released as counter-programming to it. It is not a big conspiracy. It's just how movie theaters work. Calm your roll. There's no need to make shit up about Captain Marvel because there is so much already going on with it. You don't have to make it up because it's easy enough to find some real scandal going on surrounding Captain Marvel. For example, I was given this article. It's from the Mary Sue, our favorite, and it is a week old, but what the heck. Men clearly fear women leading nerd films, and good. Oh, you know where this is going to go, huh? Do you ever see people getting angry about something and questioning why it's happening? Recently, that has been my experience with all the Captain Marvel discourse, in quotation marks. I don't really see it as discourse, but rather men complaining about women getting their time in nerd culture. Looking back through history, it can be seen with Princess Leia, the female Ghostbusters Wonder Woman, and more powerful women in cinema. Be a nerd or a geek and talk about how bad Princess Leia is as a character and watch your geek cred strip away. The only complaint around Carrie Fisher and her portrayal of Princess Leia is probably in the first movie and her disappearing English accent. That is all. Otherwise, she is one of the most respected characters in all of movie history. It's amazing that your opening paragraph is a fucking lie. And for the most part, it was brought up when I used the words all and nobody, describing how people complain. Oh, nobody complained about Wonder Woman, and then people told me how they complained, and it was all the SJW types complaining about Wonder Woman for not, oh, she had shaven armpits, and that wouldn't be right, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, no. And Ghostbusters were complained about because, well, it sucked. Starting with Leia, too many don't see her as hero on the same level as her male co-stars in Star Wars, when both Luke Skywalker and Han Solo would have been dead had she not saved them from Vader's grasp. The argument here is that she had to be rescued in the first place. But if you look at the scene in which Leia utters the iconic, "You're pretty short for a stormtrooper," she's casually sitting in her cell without a care in the world. This is also after she just watched her entire planet die. If anything, Leia is a badass right from the start, and even goes on to be the one to free Han Solo from Carbonite and Jabba the Hutt's clutches. I just kind of, I got onto myself about using the words all and never, everybody, nobody, but this is one I think I can use it for. Nobody disagrees with you here. Yes, Leia is an awesome character. She's a badass from the start. Everybody agrees with that. She did help to get Han out of the clutches of Jabba the Hutt, but it was Luke's plan. As a matter of fact, one of the great things about Princess Leia is that even though she was making insults and pushing people around and acting like a princess when she gets rescued, she worked with Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Okay? During the Return of the Jedi, she worked with her male counterparts. And that's what made her strong. God, right off the bat, you're a dumbass. So why are men so angry that Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, focused on Rey as the Luke Skywalker-like figure? Because the men didn't like the idea of a woman being the hero, and what they saw is their male-dominated story, and it isn't the only time this happens. Wonder Woman was met with men screaming about how she'd never be stronger than male superheroes, when it's canon that Diane Prince is stronger than Superman. And when we, as women, dared to have women-only screening of the film, they wanted to crash it because men were left out. It's like I said, we had a whole big discussion and things were laid out, and the biggest complainers were the feminists. Because, oh, she shaves her armpits and legs and she shouldn't. And oh my gosh, she defends Israel and we hate the Jews. I wish I was lying about that one. Yeah. As far as, oh, they were complaining because Wonder Woman couldn't be a... No, definitely no male geek was complaining about that. We've been waiting for a Wonder Woman movie for as long as the women have. Because we are comic book geeks, and we wanted to see her. I remember my brother going, can you believe that Ant-Man has a movie before Wonder Woman? Yeah, it's amazing. The only people who really complained about the Wonder Woman movie, and I'm not saying only, period, I said the only people who really complained about the Wonder Woman movie were the freaking SJW feminist type. And now we have Captain Marvel. For the first time in 10 years, we're getting a superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe led by a woman. And that means that Twitter is a minefield of men calling Brie Larson loudmouth Larson and claiming that her devotion to equality in the press for the film and the future of her character is what's going to tank the movie, even though it's currently on track to be a box office success. But the language that she uses isn't inclusive. It's exclusive. She just wants to be able to say who we don't want to let into the party. And that's the big difference. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt to just say that she communicated her point wrong. And what she was meaning to say was that, well, you know what? Okay, yeah, we have a lot of white writers here, and I would love to see a lot of different opinions. So why don't we bring some people of color in as well? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's inclusive. That's great. But the fact that she doubled down on it, the fact that she said, oh, I don't care about the opinions of a 40-year-old white guy. Okay, yeah, you just used the race as a pejorative. That's bad. And the fact that you doubled down on it, sorry, that means that was your message. Not inclusivity. You just want to be the one who tells people to stay out and which people to do so. So what does all this history mean? And by the way, we'll get to the quotation marks. It means that there's a subdivision of male fans who don't want to see women in their nerd space in their own right. They don't want female Ghostbusters or their heroes to have tactical gear when fighting if their boobs aren't showing. These men are angry because it means that they have to look at their own skewed views of these characters critically. I would bet money that this person's never looked at Ghostbusters 2016 in a critical fashion. It's got women in it. It's great. Period. Done. And look, when I first heard about the cast, I was like, okay, I don't know who this Leslie woman is, but the rest of them are damn funny. McCarthy from Spy, are you kidding me? Saw Kate McKinnon a couple of times on Saturday Night Live. She's funny as heck. And what's her name? I forget. Kristen Wiig? Hell yeah, that's primo casting right there. I'm good with it. Let's go. Then we saw the preview. And it sucked. Now, let's talk about history in quotation marks. How much do you really think they were rolling their eyeballs because it's history and not herstory? That is a little unfair because I'm assigning motive and then joking about it. But there has to be a reason why history was in quotes. There's also the argument that Carol Danvers seems unemotional in her trailer, and there's a couple of problems with that sentiment. Number one, so women are usually told we're too emotional, and now she's not emotional enough? Okay, princess, let me mansplain for you. That's not an argument. That's whining, okay? Saying, well, she's unemotional and then coming up with a reason. Maybe, well, how do we know that's not the character? She just could be a stoic part. Maybe this is after all of the stuff that happened to her as a Kree, and she's learned to take the Skrull War very seriously, so she doesn't do a lot of smiling, and that's the kind of thing that we've seen in the trailer, and we haven't seen the parts where she's more lighthearted yet. There is all that stuff. Now, that would be an argument. What you just said right there is whining. Now let's get to what's being said. Okay, it is one thing for a woman to lose her crap over the fact that she says, hey, could you go get some donuts? Doesn't say from where. And the man goes out, grabs some Dunkin' Donuts, comes back, and she's like, I want a Krispy Kreme, and then yells, screams, or cries, or does whatever. That is over-emotional over nothing. Now, being a little bit more emotional about the fact that you are in a war, so maybe there's a sense of danger or something. Maybe you tell a joke and you go, haha, that was funny, rather than just, Yeah, there's a difference there. There is a difference. Showing a little bit of emotion, good. Losing your shit over Krispy Kreme and not Dunkin' Donuts, not good. And two, it's Carol Danvers' first movie. When you look back at Captain America: The First Avenger, Steve Rogers is a slightly one-dimensional in the sense that he's just a boy who will do what he thinks is right. As his movies progress, he grows because that's what a good character arc looks like. Judging Carol Danvers based on one movie is like looking at a tadpole and being like, doesn't look like a frog. Not only that, but when will men understand that women are not here for their judgment? Women don't need to win their approval to lead movies. They do not get to tell us which women have value and which don't. That's the very heart of misogyny. So, in the interest of equality in our superhero and nerd spaces, what if we just let female-led movies and television shows exist without this constant backlash? It's exhausting. A lot to unpack here. Okay, Carol Danvers' first movie, so she shouldn't have an arc in it. Bullshit. You should have an arc all the way through. We haven't seen the movie, so we don't know what that arc is. In Captain America, I would dare say, did have one throughout the movie, although, yeah, okay. He was a patriot all the way through. I can understand that. But to say that Carol Danvers shouldn't have an arc in one whole movie is just absolutely wrong. All right, so the second one. Men or women aren't there for women's judgment. Okay, so shut the fuck up about men, Mary Sue. It goes both ways. Okay? But here's the thing. If you put a work of art out there, somebody's going to be criticizing it. If you say something bad about men, men are going to say something or have a reaction to it. And that's what happened with Brie Larson, excuse me. That's what's going on here. And that's the part that articles like this constantly miss. They wanted to say that, oh, we don't like her because of a woman and not because of what she had said. And obviously, that's what's going on here, which makes the entire article disingenuous. If they actually brought it up and then defended her position, I would have much more respect for them, because at least they would be coming from a place of truth. This is horrible lies from the beginning, from the very first word of this article. It was a lie when it said that we disrespected Princess Leia. And once again, so in the interest of equality in our superhero nerd spaces, this only works if you literally believe that a movie with a woman is only for women. A movie with a man is only for a man. Hey, guess what? Notting Hill is a romantic comedy. I love the shit out of it, and I did ever since I saw it in the theaters. There's somebody out there. There's a woman out there. My daughters love Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's a pretty freaking manly movie. But it's free and good for anybody who wants to watch it, and that's how these things should be. Period. End of sentence. That is it, and I cannot believe that they truly believe that you can only go out to see films that represent your gender or represent your race. It used to be, oh, if they're an actor, they can't be anything other than exactly what they are. Now, this article and articles like these are saying you can't even see a movie unless the person on the screen looks like you. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Are they dumb? Women and men have been inspired by characters because of their character, not because of their gender, you dumbasses. Jesus, Lord in heaven. Well, no, granted, when we played Star Wars, yeah, no, none of the guys wanted to be Princess Leia. So I understand that element of it, but it is okay to read a book and go, wow, that character is good, and I like them, even though they aren't the same as you. But that is actual inclusivity, and I don't think a website like the Mary Sue would recognize it if it was sitting on its face. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you haven't done it already, because that's all YouTube cares about, even if they care at all. If you do like the video, don't forget to click one of these boxes that are popping up with other videos from the channel. So I hope you enjoy those as well. And don't forget to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi and drop $1 in the till. Helps keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.